Hi, I'm Senior Station Officer Troy Thornton from the Mornington Fire Brigade, and I'm here today with Mark Martin. How you going, Mark?
Troy, how's it going?
Good to have you here, mate. We're doing an interview for the Brigade Centenary, which is in 2017, and what we're doing is we're interviewing a lot of the older members, if you like, or the older generation, with respect, just to discuss, their interaction with the brigade over the years, for the benefit of the public or whoever is watching. So, as I said, Mark, welcome aboard. What we really would love to hear from you today is, sort of when did you join the brigade and how old were you and what was your motivation?
All right, there's a little bit of a story about when I first joined up. I was previously a member of the Mornington Lifesaving Club. Then I left there and 2 or 3 years went past and I sort of wanted to do something. And I've been thinking about the Mornington Fire Brigade, and I remember it was a stinking hot summer day and I was working out of Frankston and with my brother, and came home, went past the fire station. There was lots of people flying around, lots of things happening. This is in Main Street, the old station. And I said, I'll go in and see what I have to do to join up. So I went in there and there was a few people I already knew in there, which was good, so I started chatting to them and signed a few details and bits and pieces and things, and then went home, watched the news, and I had no idea it was actually Ash Wednesday.
So 1983.
Ash Wednesday was the day I went in, not knowing that all this was going on, and I remember watching the news, and I remember saying to myself, "Oh bugger, what have I done?"
Yeah,
you know?
Wow, what have I got myself in for?
Yeah. So
that was February 1983.
Yeah,
Ash Wednesday. Yeah.
That's when I first made contact with the fire brigade down there, and go through all your interviews and all that sort of stuff, and get elected in, and I've been here ever since, part of the furniture sort of thing.
Fantastic. It tends to happen that way. A lot of the people who we've interviewed sort of stumble across the fire brigade and think they're going to do it for a short period of time and end up being in it for decades. So you're no different to those other people. So obviously during that time, like 1983 to now, quite a few decades, there must have been some memorable things, lots of fires and incidents you've gone to, and we're really interested to know, like, what's one that stands out for you?
Probably one that does stand out. I went on a strike team. I can't really exactly remember where it was, but it was a night shift. And it was basically my first night shift out on the strike team, and we're going down this gully. Quite a still night. The moon was up and all that sort of stuff, and every now and then the wind would just blow up through this gully, and the whole gully just glowed. It just turned into a red sort of a furnace, and it just glowed. There was no flames. It was just ashes and coals. And I remember looking at that and saying, that was one. It was a terrible thing, but at the same time, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And that really stuck in my mind.
Okay. And this was a wildfire?
Yeah, it was a wildfire, yeah.
Strike team?
Yeah, it was a wildfire comes through.
Was that early on, or was it local? Or
No, it was up in the Dandenongs.
Okay,
I just can't remember where it was now.
Yeah.
But
so it was serene and quite beautiful.
Oh look, it was quite peaceful and all that sort of stuff. But I just remember every time the wind bellowed up, it all just glowed red, and that was quite. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, so that was really good.
Yeah. Okay. Innovation. We've been asking members, through the decades. There's been lots of innovations within the fire brigade. So we're interested to know what stands out for you in terms of an innovative technology, or a new procedure, or a new bit of equipment, or something that's happened within the fire brigade that's been memorable for you.
Well, I remember that the trucks have changed a lot. I remember the old truck. It was a old International. You had to sit in the back. Sort of facing each other. You'd probably get 4 people facing. You could turn out with nearly 8 people on the back, and the drivers were on the front. And it was that front-mounted pump. And
front-mounted, yeah.
Yeah, front-mounted, yeah. And that was a shocking thing to work.
Yeah.
You used to scuff your knuckles on it all the time and all this sort of stuff. We used to go and put it in gear and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And every time you would go over bumps and that sort of stuff, you'd sit on those seats and they would bang up and down.
Yeah.
And you're always told not to hang onto the seat.
So what did you do?
So quite often, every now and then, you forget about that. You'd be hanging onto the seat, you go up a bump, your fingers would go under the seat, and you end up with squashed fingers.
Yeah, right.
And you know, with 4 other blokes sitting on there with it, you know, that used to hurt.
Yeah.
So really, I think innovation-wise, I think trucks have come a long way since then.
Haven't they? What, from the old front mounted to what we're in the Scanias now, and they're beautiful. They're air conditioned. And
oh, that's right.
Huge
that's right.
cabins.
You know, they're really like a big car, really. You know,
Yeah.
they handle like a big car and drive like a big car, but they're just bigger.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, you know, decades in the fire service and Mornington in particular, funny things happen all the time. It could be out in the operational environment. It could be, you know, around the fire station. It could be, you know, just during some brigade activity. Is there anything that stands out? The funny story, something that stands out for you?
I remember the training night, and Mick Hutchins was captain at the time, and I remember I was pretty green at the time, and we were having some hose practice, and I remember turning around without turning the hose off, and Hutchie was right behind me, and I remember drowning him with a hose. That was quite funny, you know, but it didn't go down well.
Well, I'm sure Hutchie wouldn't have been real happy with that, yeah. So,
Yeah,
but that's pretty
yeah.
good. Was it a 64 or a 38?
I was a 38.
Yeah, right, it's not too bad.
38, yeah.
Knock him off his feet or anything? Or?
No, he just got a bit wet.
Yeah, fantastic.
I learned to shut it off then.
Yeah, we only did it once.
Just did it once, yeah.
That's good.
That's right. Yeah.
And lastly, I suppose again, decades of time in the fire service and at Mornington. You've been here the whole time. Fantastic. What's been, I suppose, the best thing that you've taken out of the brigade? Like, what's it given to you? Is there anything in your mind that stands out as far as
well, really,
what you gained from it?
Look, it's probably also like being in the lifesaving club. You know, you like to help people, and I think the fire brigade's a very similar sort of thing. If you're inclined to do this sort of work, whether you're fighting fires, whether you're helping out around the station, or now I'm more into the EMR side of things now. You tend to sort of get a lot of fulfilment that you've gone out and helped someone.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it's all about.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you get a lot of fulfilment from that.
Yeah, look, absolutely, totally agree, Mark. Fantastic. And it's funny, a lot of people that we're interviewing are saying the same thing. People are motivated differently. There's all sorts of motivations to come to the brigade. It could be that you know, your dad was in it and your grandfather was in the brigade, or it could be a social thing, but a lot of us are in it to help people, and obviously Mark, you've been the same, and it's fantastic, very fulfilling to be able to walk away and you know, have that you know, fulfilment that you've been helping people. So it's been a pleasure interviewing you today, so thanks very much coming in.
Thanks,
it's a
Joey.
very short interview, and probably doesn't do 3 decades or 4 decades justice, but it's been great to talk to you.
Okay,
so
no
thanks
worries.
a lot, Mark.
Right, thanks.
Okay.